All right, we are live. We are live streaming, and Brother Glenn is with me. Glenn, welcome to the live stream.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so we are excited. We'd love to see how many people are going to be so brave as to allow us to inspect their website. Now, here's what I do think. Not too many people are brave enough. That's Glenn, why do you think people aren't brave to allow us to look at their website when thousands of people a month visit their website?
I think it's a couple things. One is, no one likes to be singled out and said, hey, something's broken on your website. They'd rather bad news be given one-on-one. The other thing is it's either they don't want the information or in some cases, they actually think they're doing it. And I think, as I wrote maybe a week or so ago, the danger is not that I'm not doing it. It's that you think you're doing it correctly and you're missing a lot of things besides just putting the technology on the website.
Great. And so let's set the context for today's live stream, because obviously we have the recording. Over the last few months, we realized that the pandemic has pushed a lot of dealers into digital retailing tools.
Correct.
And we are platform agnostic. So whether you use Roadster or CarNow or Accelerate from dealer.com, whether it's Online Shopper or Gubagoo, we don't care which digital retailing tool. We just want you to get the most out of it. David Harmer and John Sherrill just joined us. Congratulations to the live stream. So here's what we want. Tony, welcome. So I need some dealers who we could look at their websites, because we've been working with dealers. It's a 60-day program to help optimize their digital retailing platform. And Glenn, we've seen some amazing results, and the dealers, I think their heads explode like, wow, this has really been mind-boggling. What's one thing that's common throughout all the dealers we're working with that are going through this mentoring?
Well, we have to take a step back because, for the last 18 months, we were working with a manufacturer. And, I think what it is because of that, we now have, we've made, mistakes or tried different things. We're coming to dealers now with things that are going to work very quickly. And so I think that's the key, is that, we spent that 18 months struggling, finding the right word tracks to explain it to a dealer and see what works. Now we've come in, and I think that's what has been most amazing is, one, how quickly it actually works, and the excitement that they see in the investment that they're going, okay, this really works, where they say there was one of the dealers who we'll talk about, literally once they just got the branding banners, didn't even have the tool configured 100% correctly, but the mere fact that they had the branding banners with a message and they started talking about it, people were coming in going, I want that.
Yes.
And that was really amazing.
Well, we are going to go take a look at some winning examples. But for the people who are watching, does anybody want us to look at a particular website and give some feedback? If you would, just put the URL. If you work at a dealership and you would like us to look and give you some creative comments. Tiffany thinks that look like twins, but some people we do have twins in the family, but Glenn and I are not twins.
No, we are 18 months apart.
That's right. And so let's look at some winning examples. Let's start with this one. Okay. So this is Access Ford. We were approached by them because I did a webinar with Joe St. John in AutoFi, and they are an AutoFi customer, and they had just slapped the AutoFi on their website. They didn't call it anything. They had so many conflicting CTA buttons. And you'll notice now on their homepage, right? On their homepage, they have a clear message that FastPass, it's the fast and easiest way to buy their car. Let's take a look at a new inventory. So I'm just going to click and do a search to their SRP, and look right at the top. It's showing click the FastPass button to customize payments, value your trade, get pre-approved, meaning we're educating the consumer that when they see the button, it means that they can do all those things. And you notice there's only one call to action. It's the Fast Pass Start. Now let's go to the VDP. And we have, again, and this is there's some limitations with certain website platforms. You'll notice that they have the photo overlay branding. So this is going out to third-party classifieds. They have the reminder that if they click the button, they can shop, trade, and buy. And look, Fast Pass Start. And this clicks to start the AutoFi process. Notice how clear and clean the message is. Glenn, when you think of what Catherine Alexander, the general managers, had said, what was her comment about the simplification of the website? What has been going on?
It's one of those things that's counterintuitive, because more people think that if I give everybody all these options, that's a better shopping experience. But on the reverse has happened, that because you've limited it to say everything goes to the tool, right? There's no more extra trade-in buttons and calculate your band. It's go into FastPass and then you can play around. So she's saying more and more people are going into it. We're having conversations with them. We're engaging and answering their questions. So when they get here, it's faster. I mean, so that to her was a light bulb of it's almost like you put it like a colander where you drain spaghetti. You're putting in and the water just goes out. She's going, this is like a true funnel.
Yes.
Where everybody comes in there and asks us questions, and to what you've been talking about as well, we both have, but you really coined it really well the last couple of weeks, which is, we have to staff our website, right? Yes. We have to staff that website. And so by staffing it, she's going, God, we're selling cars and people are commenting. We love this process.
Well, I see Joe St. John is on. Joe, man, we got another example, an AutoFi example that I love to show. And maybe, Joe, you could tell me what the increase was in engagement with applications. Was it 200%? Was it 300%? I forget. But let's take a look at a different dealer, okay? And I'm going to go to Matt Blatt Kia. Now, here's the story that Joe St. John told me, okay? He said, Brian, the owner of the Matt Blatt Kia attended the live webinar, and Matt Blatt changed their entire website. Okay, look at the homepage. They decided to follow my advice, which was you need to name your digital retailing process something. Okay, you need to name it. Look at this, very clear. He called it Fast Track. Let's look at new. We go into the new shopping. Let's view inventory. Here's the SRP. Look at what's happening. Fast Track, how to buy your car, browse, calculate your payment, schedule delivery. Look, it's the Fast Track. And one button on the SRP. Let's go to the VDP. There was like 6 buttons on this VDP. Look, a single call to action. And of course, they have chat popping up real time to help with any other question. And what happened? Look at Joe St. John's comments. A 400% in engagement and finished applications. What's happening is mind-blowing across the country. Glenn and I are transforming one dealership after another. One dealership. Let me show one more, and then I'm going to show you. We have lots of volunteers now, Glenn. So people have woken up.
There you go.
Okay. So let me show you Newton Nissan. Okay. Now, this is a formless website now. A formless website. And let's go through clear banner on the homepage. You'll see it in the rotation. Also, Newton Fast Pass is explained here. And let's go to look at new inventory. Okay, so I'm just going to pull that back. Okay, so here's the SRP. Okay, clear color violator, Newton Fast Pass. Okay, Newton Fast Pass. Here's the banner, the fast and easiest way to buy your car online. Okay, let's go to a car. Okay, look, Newton Fast Pass. This kicks off, right? This kicks off their Car Now digital retailing. These other two buttons, ask us a question, schedule a test drive, go right to chat, right to conversations, no pop-up forms. Notice their photos are branding their digital retailing experience. This is a formless website. And guess what happens? At least a doubling of their sales opportunities, real conversations. Glenn mentioned it. I'm going to restate it. We've been calling our websites virtual showrooms, but they were never staffed. And it was basically, you have any questions, pop up a form. No one's here to help you right now. And we're going to chase you later. And then we complain why there's turnover in the BDC. So what we're going to do now is go live. And we're going to look at some volunteers. And here's what I'm going to tell you. If you want to double or triple, Joe St. John even saw a 400% increase in AutoFi applications. Why? We need to have no more than 3 call to action buttons. We need to engage and serve, stop chasing, get rid of those forms, and drive more people through the tool. How are you going to drive more people through the tool? By branding the experience, calling it something, and creating those graphics. And Glenn and our design team has done a great job. So let's take a look at Toyota of Lincoln.
And one other thing just to touch on as you're bringing that up, what some of the dealers, once they've named the process, they went back into the CRM and went back to some of the leads or opportunities that they had. I hate saying leads. I'm trying to break that habit. The opportunities that they had that may have gone dark on them for whatever reason, and they re-engage by sharing the new process and saying, look, here we, in the case of Access Ford, they were saying, hey, look at our, this is our, Fast Pass. You're really going to like this process. Here's a link, learn about it. Let me answer any questions. And that re-engaged a lot of people because it was something different than, are you still in the market?
That's right. That's right. So let's take a look here. We got some volunteers. Let's look at Baxter. Okay. So I'll look at this website now. So I'm looking to see if there's anything that's talking to me about, like, did they call? Okay, so car buying on their own terms, okay, but I don't see a name for it, right? So it's not a branded. So let's just look at new cars. Let's look at a Camry. Okay, what's the banners telling me here? So I have an offer, I have a trade tool, and then I have another banner system. And let's just see, we're here for you. I'm waiting just to take a look at the messages. All test drives at home, okay? And car buying on your terms. Okay, car buying on your terms may not necessarily be as concise as we would want to see. Let's scroll down. Okay, so schedule home test drive, confirm home delivery, and get my Baxter price. Okay, so there's a price here. And so basically this is saying you need to get my price. Let's see what happens. Oh, yeah. No one's here to help you right now. We are not staffed. Our virtual showroom, no, there's not a single person who's available to help. Or let's confirm availability. That's the most insulting call to action button known to man. Let's go to the VDP now. So we have a price here. I get my Baxter price. Let's see. Get my Baxter price. Yep. We don't want to help you. Schedule home test drive. This should go right to a conversation. No one's here to confirm that. Confirm home delivery. Yeah. So basically this website is screaming, we have no ability to serve you online. We'd rather chase you. Just put up a form. We'll get back to you sometime. All right, so in the conversation of our theme, that baby is ugly, okay? So this dealer could double or triple their engagement and their leads by serving, not chasing, serving.
So, and here's a good way to do that. Hopefully that the website provider has tagged all of those buttons. right? So anytime that form pops up in analytics, you could be able to go just right into analytics over the course of 30 days and say, how many people clicked the, schedule a test drive button, and how many people clicked that button? All of a sudden you say, what if those people, we spoke to them, right? So again, this is real data. Where if somebody says, I don't really know if that works, all you have to do is go in and say, well, how many people click the get Baxter price? How many people click these buttons? Add them all up and say, well, what if we spoke to them? What if we spoke to them? Because again, you would never do that if they were standing in front of you on the lot. You wouldn't say, give me your name, I'll call you with a price. So if your dealer principal is a little wary, because those are leads, man. We got leads. Just say, well, what if I spoke to them? Because that's the point of getting the lead form filled, is so I can call them and talk to them. But they're standing right there, and they want to talk to us. So that's data-driven decisions that will help you communicate to your owner why this change should happen.
Absolutely, Glenn. And there is so much data that shows that conversational commerce, simplified website design, and a clear brand promise, a named brand promise. So let's go look at another volunteer. Thanks for all the volunteers. This is Claremont CJDR. Thank you. So I'm just going to minimize this chat if I can. Well, let's see if I can. Chat or text. I'm trying to get rid of that. Okay, well, let's go. Let's look at the home page. There's some sliders here, and I'm looking for, have they called their digital retailing experience anything? Okay, no. So let's look at new Jeep inventory. Let's see the messaging. Okay, so no clear messaging here about a price. Home shopping. Let's see. Personalize my payment, get exclusive e-price. Okay, now I have the chat blocking my, how do I get rid of that? Let's see, I can't, can I get rid of that? Okay, that's really aggravating. Okay, because I really can't do much, but let's take a look. Personalize my payment. Let's see, value your trade. That takes them off this page and goes to a broken URL. Okay, ouch. Get exclusive e-price. Yeah, we don't want to serve you. We'd rather chase you. So put any crappy email address here that you don't look at, and let's personalize my payment. Looks like, okay, now looks like we're having a digital retailing tool. Okay, great. And so this is the primary call to action. It's green. Okay, your primary call to action should be green. Let's go to the VDP. Okay, they're not calling this button anything. Appraise your vehicle now. There's that trade, and personalize my payment. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, confirm availability, wasted call to action. Oh, this is this ugly. This is like bad whack-a-mole. Okay, get out of I can't get out. Okay, so this e-price, let's see if value your trade works. Now it pops up a tool. But isn't the personalize my payment have a trade tool? Let's see. Do you have a trade? Yes. I bet this is going to give a completely different trade number. So one of the other questions is, do you have competing trade tools on your website? This is even hard to imagine. So no branding on what their digital retailing is called, which I think is missing. Again, not serving, and then here's an example of technology actually blocking the website. Glenn, what other observations did you have from that?
So they have, this is, I was speaking with Brian earlier, and I wrote about this maybe a week ago. There's people who, this is a very good example, and I appreciate the fact that you shared this. Let us take a look at this, because there's a lot of dealers who think I'm doing digital retailing, or I'm creating a better sales process for online by just having the tool. And maybe a button is different because I got a green button. And that's great. That's a good start. So, and actually, in some areas, it's a nice looking site. Like the VDP is very clean.
There wasn't
very
too many CTAs.
Right. But you really have to go back and think now and really say, why do I have 2 trade-in tools on here? Or why do I have different, if the goal is to get them into the tool,
which has a trade-in tool,
so then why would we have that? So for me, I think because they already have that and it's very clean and they've started down the road of a green button, which is the color violator, I would keep the other ones black. And then once by naming it and explaining what it is and what's in it for the customer, and then the only option they have is talk to us, schedule a test drive, which go to chat to talk to somebody at the store, or they get in the tool. I think that's really it. Now, we've had dealers who say, well, yeah, but I want a trade-in banner, maybe on an SRP or something like that. Okay, but it should, if I click on that banner, it should drive me to the tool, right?
That's right.
So if Edmunds is in your tool, great, but why? You might have trade pending, you might have KBB, and then I have Edmunds, and now I have 2 different competing things. I want everybody in the tool. That's what I want.
That's right. That's right. So let's take a look at another example. Jared Kilway was brave. He knows that I can be brutal. So super clean homepage. Let's scroll down the homepage. Buy from home view. Okay. Let's look at the scroller banners. Let's see if they've called their buy from home, process, or their digital retailing something. Will come to you. So these are all informational, okay, savings. I'm just scrolling through the banners because I didn't see a name to the Jermaine experience, okay? All right, so let's look at new, let's look at all new inventory.
Now, one thing, now, Brian, just so we also help them understand is that what we see right here, this banner, don't leave home, will come to you. The test drives from anywhere, free delivery, save time, shop online. All of those things could be part of your brand promise.
That's right.
Part or pieces of, I'm just going to call it Jermaine Express for just to pick a name. You say Jermaine Express and people are like, well, what's Jermaine Express? And you say, well, we have this technology. You can do this, and we'll also bring it to you and we'll save time. Those are all pieces of it, but we have to have that overarching name of it.
Yes.
That it stands out, and then you can brand it in the dealership, on the website, all over the place.
That's right. That's right. And
so
here
it is, Jermaine Express.
Jermaine Express
made that
pricing.
up. I just made it up without seeing it. That's funny.
I love that. Yeah. So I would love this to be called Jermaine Express. Okay. And then the thing is, save time, shop online, configure your payments, test drives from anywhere, free vehicle. That's the Express experience. Okay. Now on the SRP, we have click to unlock additional savings. And this, of course, penalizes them. This should be a conversation. You can double the sales opportunities if you're going to play pricing games. If you believe that you have to do pricing games, that's here. Notice the primary call to action on a Toyota site would be a green button because the whole website is red and black. So you basically want to screw with people and basically say, my primary call to action is to frustrate, not serve, to tell people I have nobody here in this big dealership that could talk to you right now. Now, when we go to Jermaine Express pricing, okay, now it starts their deal. But now it's completely different. Now they're using start your online deal, skip the paperwork. Okay, this said pricing. This is not the deal. So this is where, again, I'd like the primary color violator button to say start Jermaine Express, because Jermaine Express is explained in the banner. And then schedule a test drive. This is exactly what it should be. This is the Car Now live chat, and it is not popping up a form. I could pick a time and date, and I'm working in real time, giving the information. This is a formless CTA. This is exactly what I want, to have happen on the website. So schedule a test drive is going to a conversation.
Click on the Express pricing again. Now, this is another thought, the conversations that you have to and decisions you have to make when you're going down. You just said, I'm going to give you your pricing or get Express pricing. But now it's but I won't give you any price unless it's your name, right? So again, if it's pricing or you say start the Jermaine Express process, and you're saying, well, you can calculate your payments and you can value your trade and you can do this, but I can't do any of that without my name.
They have to give a reason why, right?
Or you let them do a couple steps. Maybe they take baby steps where if I start to calculate my payment, then maybe a chat pops up and says, hey, I see you. Can I help you? But if it just is nothing until you give me your name, you're going to lose a lot of people versus letting some people at least take baby steps, a couple little things in there on their own. So move that form or name or asking either
maybe a little farther down the funnel.
Yeah, logical place for it, or you pop up a chat and then you get their name because you're having a conversation.
All right, so let's go back. Let's do one more thing. Let's go to the VDP and just see. Okay, so we have so it's the same pattern, 3 CTA. So Jermaine Express pricing, or I think it should be Start Jermaine Express, should be the green button. If you're going to put unlock additional savings because of MAP guidelines, that should go instantly to a conversation. Absolutely no way. Less than 40% of the people will fill that out, and those who fill it out will give you fake email addresses or having, really a difficult time in getting back and forth with each other. And Art says you have to establish some level of trust. I'm going to make a comment to someone said, Brian, why isn't there a trade-in value CTA on every SRP and VDP? Okay, so the real question we were trying to say is that, do you want people to go through your process? And if your process has a trade-in tool, most of them allow you to go right to that trade-in step. It isn't in a forced flow. The other thing is, most of you know that on your homepage, there's a clear button, value your trade. Everyone in their menu has value your trade. Now, the question is why should every car have value your trade? And I'm just going to tell you that all the testing we're doing, the simpler, the 3 buttons we basically recommend is like start your Jermaine Express or start Fast Pass or start Fast Lane, okay? Schedule a test drive, which goes to a conversation. Ask me a question that goes to a conversation. Those are the 3 buttons. And you can have multiple opportunities. I think it's almost insulting to a customer that if on your homepage, value my trade, in the menu, it says value my trade, that everywhere you go, you want to have value trade. No, man, you want to have them fall in love with a car. So, there's some obviously people who sell trade tools, okay? People who sell trade tools love this idea that, it has to be everywhere. Here's what I'm finding. I have dealers with 3 different CTAs on a VDP, 3 different examples. Now, Tony said nearly 60% of our trade leads come from our SRP. Tony, in a SRP, if trade is one of your CTA banners, like Glenn said, when it gets down to the car, though, I want them going through my tool. Let's look at another. We have a couple examples. We got a lot more examples.
But the key is going back to what whoever asked that question, if it was Tony, I think you said.
Yeah.
Again, having that banner on the SRP about value your trade, the key is that if they click on that, it goes into the tool versus a separate or takes them off the site to go figure out how to value their trade. Again, wherever they want to jump, the key is get them all in the same tool.
That's right.
Or else they come back and they might get a different value price from the tool versus this other one, and then you've lost that trust because you're giving them different numbers.
That's right. And remember, because dealers don't call their digital retailing process something, and because they don't say, one click allows you to value your trade, customize payment, schedule delivery, since they're not doing any of that merchandising. But I can show you dozens of dealers now who have followed our advice and are doubling, tripling their real sales opportunities. It's because no one told them to market or to create an experience. And so the trade has always been orphaned out there. all over the place. Let's take a look at this dealer. This is Dunning Toyota, and I don't think I've looked at this website before. So buy your new Toyota 100% online with SmartPath. Okay, so SmartPath is clearly, look on the menu at the top, clearly focused. SmartPath is the official Toyota term. So if I click on SmartPath, what happens? Okay, it explains what SmartPath is. Okay, search your inventory, save as you go, calculate your payments, apply. So it's saying what it does. So let's go look for a new car, and let's look for a 4Runner. And let's see if SmartPath is re-emphasized here. Okay, so the answer is no. Okay, if SmartPath is explained well, there's no banner that reminds them, start SmartPath to value your trade, customize your payment, schedule a test drive. So it's missing there. And what do we have here? We have a discounted advertised price. Okay, interesting. I hate that the advertised price is the MSRP. There's absolutely no reason to play the pricing game here unless it's different for different cars. Unlock smart price. Let's see what happens. Yeah, there's no one here to talk to you about price. Now, this could be because of map pricing rules. Get over yourself with these forums. This should be a conversation. Pops up a chat and says, hey, this is Brian. I'm here to unlock your price. Who am I speaking with? You do the whole conversations. You will double your sales leads. Let's do estimate payments. Okay. Okay. What did it just do? It took me, I guess, hold on. I thought, was I on an SRP or a VDP? Let's see. Oh,
You're on
SRP. Okay, so estimate payments. Note it didn't say start SmartPath. Now, unlock smart price, estimate payments. So that's a horrible SRP button. This did not start anything. This should be view vehicle details. Okay, this is broken. So let's go to the VDP the way I would go. Now we're here. Unlock smart price. Okay, yep, you're pissing off people there. Estimate payments. Let's see what it does. Okay, so here is the SmartPath tools, it looks like. Lease, finance, start to work down the deal. Okay, and schedule a test drive. What's it going to do? Yeah, bring up a form. Okay, so here's a perfect example that they didn't name it, and they're form gating everything. They don't want to have conversations. There is no one staffing this dealership. And so by going to a formless website, moving schedule test drive and unlock smart price to conversation, you will double your leads, double your sales opportunities. And estimate payments really should be start SmartPath, and that would take them down.
And it should be green, because if you notice,
right,
the only color violator on that one is schedule a test drive, which is black until you hover over it, and you wouldn't know that. So again, if you're going to say start SmartPath, even in the banner, have an image of the button of what it looks like. So it's start SmartPath. So everywhere they see, they go, oh, that's the button, right? Just like we did for Access Ford, they had a button, and then we created a graphic, and that was part of the button. So everything in the images always go, oh, that's the button I'm looking for. So same thing, if it's the only green thing on your website, in your banners, it should be the green button that says start SmartPath with a little finger going click, right? And then they see that and they go, oh, that's the button that starts it, right? So again, logically making it easy for them to find the tool, because I like the tool and I like the way it's laid out and it's right there for them. That's awesome. These little things are going to help you get more engagement, because what if I didn't click on the SmartPath page to understand what it is, right? What if I got dropped from a third party just right onto that VDP? Who's going to tell me what SmartPath is, and instead of estimate payments? And now I'm, see what I'm saying? So you got to also think, where do people come in? What touch point?
Especially if you're using like a lot links or something, they drop them right on the VDP. That banner should say, for example, with a little button click. I like that. Click the SmartPath button to value your trade, customize your payments, schedule a test drive. Like it sounds so simple, but it's really important. Now, Tony Thorstad made a point that trade buttons on the homepage don't, for him, have no value. They get 0 leads from that. Most of his trade-in leads come from the SRP. And again, Tony, and I have to take a look at your site on how that design was. We have one more volunteer. Let's take a look at the Bommarito Group, Missouri's #1 automotive group, according to the banner. Okay, let's see. We Buy Cars. Okay, that's the Kelley Blue Book Instant Cash, certified vehicles, race weekend. I'm just seeing if there's anything here. Okay, Bommarito Fast Pass. Boom. Now, here's the brand promise, 100% online, complimentary pickup. The brand message is Bommarito Fast Pass. The brand promise explains what those are. Great. So we have
now, let me just pause for a second on this also. My recommendation, and again, maybe it's just the way that Brian was going back and forth. This should be your first slider when somebody lands on your site. Now, again, I understand that sometimes we had this discussion with, some of the dealers going, oh, well, we have to put, the manufacturer has that first, or it's the way it's slated. You have to make a decision. To me, no one's going to look at this if it's the third slider. Right? They're just never going to see it. It should be the very first thing that someone lands on should be Fast Pass, because that's what they want.
That's right. And then the other thing that's kind of a faux pas, this Bommarito Fast Pass shouldn't be gray. I mean, it should be colorized, but we'll get to that in a minute. Let's go shop for a car. All right. Now, I am on an SRP, and I have view details, check availability, get pre-approved. Okay. So notice it says the final price, which is interesting. Final price. It's the final price. And then check availability. This is insulting. Yeah, we have a multi-million-dollar business and a beautiful website with thousands of cars. No one here is willing to talk to you. Sorry. Our virtual showroom is empty. Stop that. Get pre-approved. Let's see what happens. Oh, let's go. Let's go to this amazing iframed finance application. Okay, that's awesome. Said no one. All right, now let's go to the VDP for a minute, and let's see if Fast Pass is mentioned anywhere. Okay, so Bommarito, this photo overlay should be talking about the Fast Pass. Let's scroll down. We have the final price. Right, so there is nothing here. Oh, okay, remember it said Fast Pass was buy your car online. So confirm availability is up here as a call to action. Totally wasted. It should just be removed. Check availability is insulting, and get pre-approved. What does that do? Where are we going here with this? Okay, back to the ugly form. There is nothing here. Where the hell is Fast Pass? So this is your baby ugly, the ugliest of all.
Go back, Brian. Go back to the banner that explains what Fast Pass is.
Okay,
you can find that for me.
I think it's.
I think it is there. So look at this. Again, enhanced vehicle cleaning, at-home test drives, increased safety, complimentary service, 24 hours. So again, 100% online car buying. But again, what does that mean? Meaning, can I calculate my payment? Now, again, if everything is just this is the price and there's nothing, but then again, it's still. I'd rather see click to get into the Fast Pass, which leads them if you have a digital tool.
They're not embracing digital retailing. This is we need to, this doesn't provide any digital. Now, they may not be ready to embrace digital retailing tools at Bommarito, or maybe their individual stores. This is their group site. So maybe if we went to, let's just go to Bommarito Toyota for a minute. Let's just see, although we've been doing a lot of Toyota deal, let's just go to Bommarito Toyota for a minute and just take a look. Okay, message, okay. All right, so I'm just going to go and start shopping for new inventory. Okay, so, all right, whack-a-mole here. Okay, so nothing to do. We have lots of different banners here. Message. Okay, I'm just looking to see if there's anything that describes. Okay, so, all right, now here we go. All right, so maybe it's at the store level. Explore options with Bommarito Fast Pass. price includes, okay, or in Vantage, get today's prices, schedule test drive, get pre. Okay, this is the perfect example. This is a not a full commitment to digital retailing. So let's explore FastPass. Let's see who it is. This looks like it's AutoFi, right? AutoFi can do everything, but since there's no banner here that says click the FastPass button to value your trade, customize your payment, schedule a test drive. Since there's no explanation of this in any clear way, explore options with Bommarito. Okay, there's no marketing. This should say start Bommarito FastPass because you've branded it everywhere. And then get today's price. No one's home, and let's piss them off. Schedule a test drive. No one's home. No one's willing to talk to you right now. Get pre-approved. We know where that goes. Value your trade and take some off to the Edmunds tool. Now the question is I don't know. I don't know if this FastPass here. Let's just put in. Let's just put in something here. Explore the payments. Let's see. Okay, so this will allow me to look at lease, cash, finance. Okay, lock in your payments, schedule a test drive. Here's my trade-in, own vehicle, and I don't know. This is a different trade process. Now you can bring people into this trade process. That's what Glenn was trying to say, is that so we're not really seeing FastPass as a main opportunity here. There's nothing really in the SRP. And now we have 4 buttons that basically do everything that Bommarito FastPass, but they don't have the courage to drive people through AutoFi. They don't have the courage like Matt Black Kia that saw a 400% increase in completed AutoFi applications because they took off all this crap, which basically says, we are not here to serve you. We cannot help you online. We want to chase you. And, of course, you could tell how passionate I am because at the end of the day, Tony said, what would you change confirm availability to? I would change, if you believe that's not insulting, you turn it to a conversation, okay? Is this car in stock? Is this car available right now? Turn it to a conversation. Stop putting up a form. It's an insult. And tell you the truth, if you could see the data that says if you moved those stupid forms to conversation, you could double your sales opportunities, double real conversations with people. I mean, you would never pop up that form again. And of course, this is some of the things we're going to be talking about at the Digital Marketing Strategies Conference coming up, because I'll be doing interviews with dealers who have created a brand promise, what it means, and how they rolled it out. I'm going to be talking with dealers and technology companies on what a formless website means. Real data, not just, like, hey, this is a good idea for Brian, okay? The idea of dealers pivoting and using communication tools differently, serving, not chasing. These are just some of the conversations that we're going to be having at the Digital Marketing Strategies Conference in July. I want to encourage our listeners here, please, if you don't like my bluntness, get over yourself, because you're screwing your business by popping up these forms. And especially when we have communication tools, that when someone starts clicking that button, you can notify all your sales managers right then and there that someone's on our website wanting to schedule a test drive. Someone's on our website wants to know about price. If you're in mapping guidelines, probably Wilsonville Subaru is probably the greatest example. I've used this example before. If you want to, but please do not blow up their BDC because they will not be happy with me. This is a dealer who came to DMSC last year and saw my presentation about 40% of people, when they're presented with a confirm availability button or get e-price, fill it out, and you talk to less than 20% of them via email. So if I go to look at a cross-track, now their business branded themselves as the home of the no bull price. okay? Home of the no bull price. Now, they have instant no bull price and email no bull price. Now, here's the funny thing about this design. The Paul Schnell went back to the general manager, said, boss, we got to move our forms to conversations. And the general manager said, no, you kidding me? I mean, that's where all our leads are. Okay. I didn't come up with this idea. They came up with the idea. Now, it violates the general design that you should have one primary call to action that's a color violator, but they do two. Here's the interesting data. The email no bull price, which was basically their former button, was get the no bull price because of map pricing. So it popped up a form. They changed it to these two buttons. Guess what? The email leads, the form leads didn't go down. But what blew up was get the instant no bull price. And what does the get the instant no bull price do? It goes right to a Dealer Inspire conversations. They have a conversation, doubling the usable sales opportunities. And of course, they have the Explore payments online for people who are not focused on price. They're looking on payments. They could start to go through with the online shopper, from Dealer Inspire. Why do I bring this up? I bring this up because Glenn and I are not selling digital retailing. We're not selling websites, and we're not selling chat. What we're saying is simplify your website. If you're going to do digital retailing, go all the way in. Get people through the tool. But you're going to have to call it something. You're going to have to market it, and you're going to have to merchandise it. And when you do it with your photo overlays, with the showroom, then you're going to hear, like Catherine Alexander, Brian, 3 days after fixing our website, people were calling us and saying, I want the Fast Pass. Tell me about the Fast Pass. If you just say, buy your next car online, that's not branding, that's not marketing, that's not merchandising. Mm-hmm. And honestly, if you don't take seriously these pop-up forms, you are hurting your brand. And think about this. You have people standing on the point back in the day before COVID, like I feel like an old person. You have people standing on the point waiting for an up. You built a business model. If someone walked into the lot, you would serve them. You wouldn't tell someone who came on your lot, hey, have a seat in the chair. Someone will get back to you in 2 to 3, 4 hours. We don't know. I'm saying rebuild your business model that when people are on your website and have a question, because of map pricing, or because they want to pencil their deal, or because you provide it on, serve them, don't chase them in the BDC. And there hasn't been a single dealer who's pivoted their mindset from chasing to serving that has regretted it. Not a single dealer. And that's an amazing statement for as many dealers we talk to each month.
And there, I'll share one other story about that. When I was talking to a dealer about this, and he had said, we are, and this was the thing. He said, we don't have, because of our location, a lot of showroom traffic. We depend on the internet. And I said, okay, but same thing, had the conversations about all the forms. And I said, let's look at your analytics. Because I said, don't even worry about changing your buttons yet. Let's just go look at something. And he said, he had one of those get your e-price or click for today's price, whatever. So just look at the last 30 days. And he said they had over 600 people click that button, right? 600 people. And I said, look at all your managers sitting here. They're waiting for people to come in or waiting for appointments to come in. I said, what would you think would happen if you took those conversations, those 20 people every day that clicked that button, and gave them to those people over there to start a conversation? What do you think? Do you think you'd get more people in? And his head just went, whoa, because he saw all of the managers waiting. I said, well, give them these people. And it clicked on him because also he saw the data. It wasn't anecdotal. It was 600 at least. And that was just one of the 5 buttons he had on. We didn't even dump all of them in, but I just said, that's 20 people a day. That's like 20 showroom traffic people walking in. What do you think you would convert if 20 people walked into your dealership who had questions, who were asking about price? Just think of that. That's really, I try to make it like real life. And that's the difference. 20 people walking in who are interested with questions about a car. How many of those would you sell?
That's right. And again, and this, I'm just going back to Newton Nissan. They have their banner, which is branding that button. Of course, they have their trade-in banner here, which is their Kelley Blue Book instant cash offer for their vehicle, and a promotional message. When it comes on the SRP, ask us a question, schedule a test drive, goes right to a chat session. This is a formless website. Okay. Now, if you said, Brian, I don't believe in 3 buttons and I want to put a value my trade button. I'm not going to wrestle you to the ground on that. What I'm going to say then, in this case, this is Car Now, then have it fire the Car Now trade, which they have integration with Trade Pending, one of my favorite trade tools. Okay. But if you want Newton FastPass and it says 1 click to value my trade, customize your payments, get pre-approved, right? If that's the message, right? Let's take a look at Chasse Tang Ford, because this is one other project we're working on. And I just want to show you about marketing. Okay, right on the home page, the first banner, let's see if I can go back to that. Okay, they call it Chasse Tang at home. Okay, so let's go shop. Let's search Ford inventory. I'm looking at cars. Look at this top banner. Click the button and you can customize your payments, value your trade. Do you understand what I'm doing? I am marketing, and of course this is the whack-a-mole game with lots of pop-ups. All right, look at how clean the SRP is. Chasse Tang at home. Ask us a question, schedule a test drive. Now, these 2 buttons will be going to conversations. I think they pop up. Oh, no, this is going to AutoFi. Oh, good, they fixed that. And let's go back here. Okay, schedule a test drive. What is that doing? Ah, great. Everything is going through AutoFi. Let's go through the VDP now. Clean banner at the top. Clean VDP. Now, this right now, ask us a question, is going to a form, which I don't like. I want that to go to a conversation. Schedule a test drive. Can go right in
they're working on getting that button converted. That was our last conversation with them.
But look how clean it is. It's clear to a consumer that if they click the Chasse Tang at home, what they can do. All right. Why do I bring this up? Don't expect your digital retailing company to be your marketing company, to be your website design company, to be your branding company. Okay. So we work with every digital retailing company. We have a 60-day transformation consulting where we build the banners, work with their website company to simplify the buttons, come up with a brand promise, get the landing page set up, really build the assets to help market to consumers. And then the dealer's mind starts blowing up when people are on the phone saying, yeah, can you tell me about your fast lane or your fast pass? Or, hey, I'm in your express store. Like, they start using in their own mouth.
Right. And then once we start getting through that and getting the website and getting the marketing, then we start pivoting to your processes. You know, we start looking at your email communications and what you're saying to them, or we start asking questions about, well, how's the transition? You know, how are you picking up right where they left off? If that's your brand promise or part of your brand promise, how are you actually doing it? As well as helping them come up with ideas to brand in the dealership with signage or different ways to start the conversation in the dealership, especially in the service lane. If people start seeing, hey, what's that Chasse Tang at home? Or what's that fast pass stuff that I'm seeing over here? Or, you know, you have a separate check-in area that says check in for Chasse Tang at home appointments. And people are like, wait a minute, what do I stand on? How do I do that? It just begins to start a conversation. And 6 months from now, what's going to happen is people are going to go through it. You get your testimonials, you get your feedback. All of a sudden, you're going to see other people recommending your dealership because it was easier, it was faster, it was a simpler interaction online. It was a simpler interaction because when I ask a question, you were there to answer my question. And all of a sudden, when I come in there, you're going, hey, hey, Brian, I remember, let me just double check. Did anything change? You said you were going to lease it for 36 months. Your trade-in's this, your trade-in's this, this is what you're doing, this. Let's go. And then boom, you're out the door.
Yep.
Everyone's going to go, this was incredible.
That's right. And let me just close with a couple statements. There's a lot of comments coming through. Obviously, the mobile experience, which is probably 60+% of your traffic. So I don't have the ability easily to do a true mobile screen share. I didn't set that up that way. But mobile is super important, which means that those banners have to be a little simplified. The mobile banners, right? The text can't be too small. That's why you saw some of the banners say the fastest and easiest way to buy your next car, like FastPass. So for Newton, the fastest and easiest way to buy your car. Other places, they're explaining what the FastPass does as well.
Look, so like that.
Yeah, like super. Look how nice that is, right? The banner is completely clean, and now consumers know that if they click the FastPass button, they can customize their payments, value their trade, and schedule a test drive. Meaning, call your process something, and then mobile is extremely important. Aspect, and even more than for conversational commerce. So that if you tried to fill out, yep, there it is. Looks very, very clean on mobile. And Catherine's AutoFi is blowing up, just like the Matt Blatt Kia example, blowing up. What they do, they really simplified and pushing people through. Now it's countercultural, counterintuitive to get rid of all those lead forms, but the addiction is silly because here's the addiction. Dealers say they want leads, so they want lead forms. No, they don't. They want to sell cars, and they need to talk to people to sell cars. And if I can show them by eliminating those forms to conversations, they can double their real conversations and get more mobile phone numbers, which is so much more valuable than email addresses. So much better quality of conversations in the BDC. It's super important. Art is saying Newton Nissan KBB trade link in the DR experience takes me to the KBB homepage. Ooh, Jason Monahan, you better fix that one. Ooh, yeah. But here's the thing. Somebody mentioned it. How come dealers aren't checking their websites? Okay, I don't have an answer for that. But sometimes another set of eyes is really important, and that's why we super respectfully know that all the dealers we criticized and joked about being their babies ugly are profitable dealerships. They successful entrepreneurs. They just need help, right? Just need to get.
And they're willing to. And what I appreciate about it is the fact that you're willing to sort of stick your neck out and say, okay, what do I need to do? Now the key is we gave you a couple examples. Go try it. Or if you want to, if we can help you in other ways, do it. Same thing. Going back with Newton Nissan, it's not set it and forget it. It is always checking your website, as you always should, because what happens if the platform changes something or something breaks? There should be a weekly checklist of somebody just scrolling through, hitting the buttons and making sure everything works.
Yeah. And one of the most frustrating things as we close has been that, we work with a dealer, get the button set, and we go there tomorrow, the buttons are gone. Then we get them set and they're gone. I don't know if anybody else has had some of those problems, but, hey, you work at improvement, and that's the best thing we can do. Let me just close on one thing. July 13th and 14th is DMSC Virtual. I'm bringing the best topics, the best speakers, the most relevant information virtually. Here's a couple things to consider for your dealer group or your dealership. Sign up your managers. Why? They don't have to be present for all the sessions. All the content will be up for 30 days. And then if you buy your tickets before June 30th, I'm unlocking another whole set of courses on Wednesday that will also be available for 30 days. My course on Google My Business, Google Analytics, sales process, SEO, social media, digital retailing part 1 and 2, building a modern brand promise, all of those things will be available to people who register for DMSC before June 30th. Think about this. You get your managers in the content. They pick different workshops or speakers. They don't have to take notes. They write little things like, hey, this is a great workshop to replay. Then you get the managers together, you discuss the content, and then you can affect real change. So DMSC virtual means that you're never going to miss a workshop or a keynote because of schedule conflicts. You don't have any airfare, no travel, no meals. And you can register your team super cheaply. If you want to get a group price, just reach out to me, brian@brianpash.com. But here's the thing. You got 30 days of also skills building on some of these very important topics, like one of them, the digital retailing part 1 and 2 workshops on Wednesday are all about building a modern brand promise, merchandising your website. And listen, you talk to Joe St. John. Talk to Joe St. John about the customers that are following this simplification process, moving to formless websites, what's happening to the engagement with their tools. Do we have all the answers today? Absolutely not. But I'm bringing people to DMSC who've shown now that they've gone to a single point of contact, eliminated F&I, and they're more profitable than ever. Is that the model for everyone? No. I'm going to be bringing dealers who have reduced their labor force by 50% and selling the same amount of cars. Is that going to apply to all dealers? No. But I am bringing innovation and learnings. This is going to be, DMSC is going to be the epicenter of automotive retail transformation. Take a look at the schedule, take a look at the speakers. But the best thing is that you get to go back to the content multiple times. So get your team registered. It's just digitalmarketingstrategies.org. It's super affordable and an awesome experience. We're going to have a virtual exhibit hall. We're going to have virtual wine tastings, networking sessions. I mean, it's the whole experience. So I hope to see more of you online at the DMSC conference, which will be live streamed Monday, July 13th and Tuesday, 14th. Thanks, everyone, for being part of this experience. Glenn, thank you for jumping in. And no even problem. Though people thought we were twins, Glenn
I just take the glasses off like Superman.
Glenn is the older brother, but I look worse. He looks much better than me. I don't know why.
It's lighting.
Okay.
Got the lights going.
Maybe I have crappy lighting. Michael Sos, good to see you. Victoria Brown, thank you. David Lewitz, thanks for all your commenting during the show. Thanks, everyone. And this live stream will be up. This saves for a certain amount of time. So maybe you want to play it to other members of your team. So
and if there's dealers out there that need this type of help, just let us know, because, that's what we want to be doing, is helping affect change. And as I said, where we have openings coming up. And so we'd love to add some more dealers into our program.
Right. And I just shared the link to all for everyone on the registration for DMSC. All right, guys. Thanks. Have a great day.
See ya.